And now it's time. The Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Board of Trustees is now convened in a regular board meeting on Monday, August 7th, 2023 in the boardroom of the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Mark Henry Administration Building, located at 11440 Matsky Road, Cypress, Texas at 6 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience and our television viewers to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Cypress-Fairbanks Board of Trustees, we're here to set goals, listen to reports, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. Audience members may not participate in the meeting outside the designated agenda items for citizen participation or public comment. Disruption of the meeting by any person, including the audience, is inappropriate and will be addressed by the board president or the board's counsel as a meeting parliamentarian. Continued or repeated disruption of any board meeting by words or actions may result in removal or loss of the privilege to attend the meeting. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by sections 551.071 through 551.084 of the Texas Government Code. These proceedings are airing live on the district website. They will also be available as video on demand on the district website following tonight's meeting. For the video to adequately reflect the proceedings, I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking, and that cell phones are turned off or in silent mode. And pardon me while I turn mine off. It is now. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. We do not have any elected officials or representative of elected officials with us this evening. We also have no Scouts and no Girl Scouts that I know of. At each open meeting of the board, patrons who have registered in accordance with the procedures established by BED regulation may address the board during the designated agenda comments period prior to the board's consideration or action on the item. Unless the agenda is otherwise rearranged by the board president during the meeting, agenda comments will generally be taken prior to each agenda item. Also, in accordance with the procedures established by BED regulation, patrons may address the board during citizen participation on any matters of interest or concern that are not posted agenda items. Unless the agenda is otherwise rearranged by the board president during the meeting, citizen participation will generally be held after reports and action items. For detailed information and instructions on registering to speak under agenda comments and citizen participation, please go to the district website at www.cfisd.net. Patrons who have registered to speak this evening may see the order of names listed on the screen behind me. Before your name is called, please move forward and sit in one or two reserved seats on the front row to my right. When you approach the podium, and as you can see, there are two, one to my right and one to my left, you will see a monitor inside the podium. When it is your time to begin speaking, a digital presentation timer will be displayed at the top of the monitor. The timer will be set in accordance with the number of speakers registered this evening. There will be a 30-second and a 15-second warning light on the monitor to wrap up your comments. Invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. The invocation for this evening's board meeting will be given by Tim Gould, Senior Pastor, Houston First Church of God. Houston First Church of God serves Bain Elementary, Dean Middle School, and Jersey Village High School. We want to thank you, Tim, for being here this evening and for your support throughout our district. Before the invocation, I would ask you to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And I know that's what it said in the script, but we always start our meetings with invocation first. So while we're standing, Pastor, please.
Lord God, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together today. We thank you, Lord, for your presence here among us, and we thank you, Father, for the work that you have set us all to be about. We thank you, Father, for the kingdom business that we are here to accomplish. And I thank you, Lord, for each and every one of the leaders that is before us even now. God, we ask for your blessing and favor on each and every one of them. Father, we ask for wisdom and revelation. We ask, Father, that your Holy Spirit would guide all that is said and done in this place, Father, and that your Spirit, the fruit of your Spirit, would be known even in this place tonight. God, we thank you for your presence, and we trust you to accomplish your will for your glory. For it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And now if you will join me, I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Board Member Gilbert Sarabia will read the district's vision and mission statement for the benefit of the audience.
Our vision at CFISD is formed from the acronym LEAD, to learn, empower, achieve, dream, lead. Our mission is to maximize every student's potential through rigorous and relevant learning experiences, preparing students to be 21st century global leaders.
We will now proceed with the remarks and recognitions portion of the agenda. There are no speakers under remarks and recognition for this evening. We have item 1A. The board will recognize the CFISD Police Department Office of Emergency Management for receiving the National Weather Service Storm Ready Supporter Recognition. The presenter is going to be Scott Hudson, Dan Riley, the National Weather Service, and before you begin, where is Scott? Right here. I would ask that Julie Heineman and Natalie Blassingame please step down to help with this recognition.
Good evening, board members, President Jackson, Dr. Henry. I'm here this evening to introduce Dan Riley, Warning Coordination Meteorologist with the National Weather Service Houston-Galveston Forecast Office, who will recognize the CFISD Police Department's Office of Emergency Management and the district as a storm-ready supporter community. Dan?
All right, thank you, Scott. Again, I am here to recognize Cyfair ISD for this Storm Ready Supporter recognition. This is something that the National Weather Service uses to recognize entities that go above and beyond in preparedness, including severe weather. Cypress-Fairbanks ISD is our first Storm Ready Supporter recognized community in our area. That includes Greater Houston and 23 counties in Southeast Texas. The Storm Ready program recognizes entities with well thought out, thorough severe weather preparedness plans so that they are ready to act when severe weather approaches. Cyfair ISD has numerous ways to receive weather warnings and information from the National Weather Service and other entities as well, and to share that with the schools and the staff that make up Cyfair ISD. The ISD conducts numerous drills, including those related to weather. It's because everyone needs to practice on a fair weather day. On that occasion, we may have severe weather moving through. As we saw with the tornado that moved through southeast Houston, including Pasadena and Deer Park, this area can get things like tornadoes. So it's very important the schools know what to do, where to put students, how to get them into safe areas within the campuses. And Scott and his team do a great job exercising that every year, multiple times. The ISD utilizes information from the National Weather Service. Our job is to really let you all know what to expect, so you can take that weather information and use that to protect the students and staff here at Cyfair ISD. And Scott is a great partner in making that happen. This includes information regarding hazards like flooding, hurricanes, and heat. Heat certainly right now plays in very much with the school's outdoor activities. So we really want you, and Scott and his team do, lean on us to let you know what to expect, whether it's a hurricane, a flood, or even a period of hot weather. So once again, I just want to congratulate Scott and his team and Cyfair ISD for this Storm Ready Supporter recognition. And I do have a sign to present to the board.
Much.
We can see him.
No, come. Yeah, right there. Okay.
Right there.
Okay. Okay.
Never in fact.
Perfect. Yep. Uh-huh.
Have him on the CFISD intramural, your team of basketball?
If we have one, he's gonna be on it.
Item 1B, the board will recognize the state champion from the UIL State Track and Field Meet. Our presenter, our new athletic director, Miss Virginia Flores. Coach Sarabia, if you would, please step down to help recognize our athlete.
Oh, there we go. All right. Mr. Jackson, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Henry, it is my pleasure to be here tonight representing our athletic department to present to you an athlete that has achieved the absolute highest levels in UIL competition in girls track at the UIL State Track Meet held on the campus at the University of Texas, May 12th and 13th. I truly appreciate the time that you are affording us to publicly recognize this highly deserving individual. And the young lady who needs to come up here right now that I would like to recognize is Junior Riley Hampton from Cypress Ridge, who won a gold medal in the 100-meter hurdles. Riley has excelled in her 3 years at Cypress Ridge and has been a fixture on the medal stand at the state track meet these past 2 years, finishing 3rd and 5th in her sophomore year in the 100-meter hurdles and 300-meter hurdles, respectively. Earlier this year, Riley ran a 13.18 win-legal 100-meter hurdle time, tying the top time in the nation. It's no wonder she was able to clinch her gold medal later at the state track and field meet. We are truly excited that we will have her back next year competing for the Rams. As Riley is up here, I would ask that her principal, Dr. Abe Lozano, and any of his administrative team, her coach, Coach Miranda Bussey, as well as Riley's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hampton, who are with us, to please stand to be recognized. I do want to thank the board and Dr. Henry's administrative team for their support of our athletic program. Celebrations like this would not be possible without your collective efforts. And as Dr. Henry pointed out today, you know, our kids come here for the extracurricular activities. They love school, but that's what really makes it really special. And we just appreciate that you afford us this time to publicly recognize these deserving kids.
Item 1C, Superintendent Dr. Mark Henry will make remarks and announcements regarding the honors and achievements earned by staff and students in recent weeks and provide information regarding district and community events or items of interest. Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. President. Happy summer, everyone. It's been such a mild, cool summer. Summer of 2023 was an eventful one. You know, a lot of people think school lets out in the summer, but not in Cyfair ISD. We usually have 15 to 20,000 students every year that participate in summer school. And of course, we have all kinds of camps and activities going on during the summer. So please enjoy this video highlighting our students and staff as they bring out the best. Students from Cypress Ranch High School placed second at the Future Business Leaders of America FBLA National Leadership Conference held June 26th through July 1st in Atlanta, Georgia. Ann Karthik, Ann Vignesh, and Karthikya Gunda Rapu placed second in the digital video production competition. Our summer school programs recently concluded, and we had more than 18,000 total participants from elementary through high school. Our summer graduation ceremonies took place on August 2nd at the Berry Center, where we celebrated 192 summer graduates. The first day of school for the 23-24 school year will be Monday, August 28th. We are excited to open 2 new campuses, Sprague Middle School and Brosnahan Elementary School. We look forward to welcoming back our students and staff and remind the community to please show patience the first week of school as more vehicles, including school buses, are traveling on the roads and bus drivers are learning new routes. For more back-to-school resources, please visit our website. Registration is approaching for the Bus Buddies program, which invites volunteers to assist young bus riders as they reach their proper drop-off locations during the first 2 days of school, August 28th and 29th. Look for the Bus Buddies logo on the district website for registration information, and although you'll be helping a child, it will be more fun for you than it will the children. A reminder that Monday, September 4th, we hadn't even started school, will be a student and staff holiday in observance of Labor Day, but this is the last board meeting we have before then, so You've been warned. We have recently selected 3 new principals, so I will turn it over to our new Associate Superintendent, Christina Coe, for those introductions.
Thank you, Dr. Henry, President Jackson, and Board of Trustees. It is always exciting when we have the opportunity to announce new principals to you and the CFISD community. This evening, we have 3 principals to announce, so we'll begin with Linda Montemayor, the new principal at Metcalf Elementary. Linda has 28 years of experience in education. She spent the first 2 years of her career in A-Leaf ISD before teaching in CFISD at Horn Elementary and Bain Elementary. Linda served as an instructional specialist at Emmett Elementary for 6 years, an assistant principal for 13 years at Reed Elementary, and most recently at Warner Elementary. Linda received her bachelor's degree from the University of Houston in interdisciplinary studies and her master's degree in educational principalship from Concordia University. Linda has served as a summer school principal and new assistant principal mentor, and she participated in the Aspiring Principal Institute. Linda has 2 children, Hannah, who graduated from Cypress Falls High School, and Sammy, who graduated from Langham Creek High School. Linda is very close with her parents and 2 sisters and feel very blessed to have them all by her side, inspiring her every step of the way. Linda's hobbies include fishing, camping, relaxing by the water, and family time. Please join me in congratulating Linda on her new leadership opportunity.
Good evening, President Jackson, Dr. Henry, and Board of Trustees. I would like to thank you all for this opportunity to serve as a principal at Metcalf. It is truly a blessing for me. I've had the honor to serve Cy-Fair for 25 years. All of my experiences have led to me to be that principal today. To my Metcalf staff, to the students, to parents, I am truly grateful for the opportunity to grow with our students and having them become their very best academically, socially, and emotionally. It is with my honor and pleasure to serve you as your principal. I would like to take the time to thank all of you who are here to support me tonight. Thank you to Miss Marianne Smith, former principal, who saw things in me that I did not see. Thank you to Shonda Kidd for your continuous support, encouragement, and being that exceptional role model. To my parents, Corando Montemayor and Viola Montemayor, they are watching, they are home in Corpus Christi. To you, I love you with every part of me. Thank you for always instilling those good morals and values and making sure that I do my very best in whatever I do. To my children, to Hannah and to Sammy, thank you for your patience when Mom was gone all evenings and came home late, for you being proud of your mom, and for you being who you are. I love you both. To my best friend, Elena Byers, and her husband, who I've known for 30 years, thank you for your continuous support and for being there for me. To the Warner staff, I will truly miss you all. You all have been an inspiration, and I've learned so much. To the Metcalf staff, I can't wait to see all the great things that we do together. And thank you all again for believing in me and trusting me. Thank you.
Our next principal announcement for this evening is our new principal at Watkins Middle School, Andrea Lagarde. Andrea is in her 24th year as an educator. She began her teaching career at Cypress Creek and then left the district to work as a teacher in Dallas and Houston ISD. Andrea returned to Cy-Fair ISD as a teacher at Cypress Ridge High School. Next, she was promoted to an academic achievement and DI helping teacher at Dean Middle School and then moved to Cypress Woods High School for 7.5 years as an assistant principal. In January of 2016, she became the associate principal at Cypress Springs High School and was in that role for 3.5 years until her most recent position serving as a principal at the Alternative Learning Center East Campus. Andrea is a Jersey Village High School graduate and recently celebrated her 30th year high school reunion. She received her Bachelor's of Science in Biology from Prairie View A&M University and her Master's in Educational Administration from Texas Southern University. Andrea was selected as a summer school principal and has served on several committees, the Leadership Development Continuing Advisory Committee, the Code of Conduct Committee, the Restorative Discipline Committee, and served as a CFISD Assistant Principal Mentor. Andrea and her husband have 2 children, Miles, who graduated from Cy Woods High School and Texas State University, is currently stationed at Barksdale, Louisiana, serving as a logistic lieutenant in the United States Air Force. Sydney is also a Cypress Woods High School graduate and is currently a sophomore at Rice University, majoring in cell biology and minoring in medical humanities. Andrea's hobbies include reading, sewing, quilting, crocheting, and music. Please join me in congratulating Andrea on her new leadership opportunity.
Thank you. President Jackson, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Henry, thank you so much for this incredible opportunity. I am honored, I am humbled, and I'm just grateful to become the next principal of Watkins Middle School. I have some big shoes to fill behind Dr. Lozano, but I'm up for the challenge. I look forward to building on the traditions of the Watkins community, and I look forward to serving the staff, the students, the staff, the students, and parents in the community. Today, I do have a support system here with me. I brought with me my husband, Jahari Lagarde. I have my daughter with me, Sydney Lagarde. My son Miles is at Barksdale at the Air Force Base there. He's a lieutenant, so I told him he didn't have to travel this far to come and see me, but he's watching online, as well as my other family who's here with me in spirit, but they're also watching online. So I'd like to say hi to the rest of my family that's in Houston, Texas, and my family that's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I have lots of other people here with me today. I have my extended family. I like to call them my extended family because they've been more than just team members to me. They've been more than just coaches and mentors. They have been my family. And so I would first like to start with my Cypress Woods family. Next, I have my current ALC East family who's here. They are the best administrators in the world, and I can say that I feel good about leaving ALC East because I know the students in the community are in great hands with them. I also have my new family from Watkins. And I see lots of other friends and family members that have supported me throughout my career. And so, you know, I didn't get here by myself. First of all, I had some wonderful mentors at Jersey Village High School, and I always like to state that I am a product of Cypher. And when I went to Jersey Village High School back in 1988, the people of Jersey Village changed my life, and those 4 years changed the trajectory of my life. And because of that, I wanted to come back here and make sure that I'm giving back to students as well. And so I spoke with LaFay Lee, who's the namesake for Lee Elementary, and she encouraged me to come back and to get into academic achievement, to work with at-risk students. And she also encouraged me to go and work on my master's to become an administrator. And so I followed her advice. She saw something in me, and I followed her advice, and I'm here today. So I've also had some other mentors to help me, and I have to acknowledge them today because, again, I've worked with some great principals in Cypher, and I've taken a little bit from each and every one of them. And so the first one being Mike Smith, who is not here, but he did hire me as an academic achievement helping teacher and DI helping teacher. And again, he taught me so much, and so I appreciate Mike Smith. And then from there, Sue McGowan, who's also here. I would like to recognize Sue McGowan. Sue McGowan was the greatest mentor. She taught me so much at Cypress Woods High School, and I wanted to imitate Sue. I wanted to be like Sue. And so here I am today. I would also like to thank Mike's Gary Kenninger. Mr. Kenninger is not here, but he was a great person, and he was able to just kind of let me put into practice things, the theory and things like that we learned. But he allowed me to put those things into practice and take risk. And from there, Dr. Cheryl Henry. Dr. Cheryl Henry hired me as an associate principal. She allowed me to take risk. She pushed me out there and allowed me to lead at Cypress Springs High School. So Dr. Cheryl Henry, I wouldn't be here without you as well. So thank you so very much. Thank you for always pushing me, being behind me, encouraging me, and just speaking up for me. I appreciate that. I would also like to thank Dr. Ogwumike, who gave me my opportunity to become a principal at ALC East. And she allowed me to just kind of let my imagination run, the things that I wanted to try and do at ALC. She encouraged me to do that, and so I appreciate her for that as well. So again, I just hope to lead that community. I want to follow in the steps of Abe Lozano, and I want to make sure that I am just building on the things of that community and just adding to it.
Our final principal announcement for this evening is our new principal at Cypress Ridge High School, Dr. Abe Lozano. Abe has 16 years of experience in education, all in Cypress-Fairbanks ISD. Abe started his career as a teacher at Kayla Middle School until 2013 when he served as an assistant principal, and then at Cypress Springs High School and Cypress Park High School. Additionally, Abe served as the principal at Holbrook Elementary and most recently, Watkins Middle School. Abe is a Cypress Springs High School graduate. He received his bachelor's degree from Sam Houston State University in criminal justice, and then went on to receive his master's of educational administration, also from Sam Houston State University. Most recently, Abe earned his PhD in professional leadership from the University of Houston. Abe completed the Aspiring Principal Institute and the Administrative Leadership Training Program. He has served on several committees, including the Leadership Development and Continuing Committee and Bringing Out the Best Committee. Abe and his wife, Carmen, who is the principal at Andre Elementary, have 2 children, Annabella, who will be a freshman at Langham Creek High School, and Christiana, who will be a 7th grader at Aragon Middle School. Abe's hobbies include spending time with his family, barbecuing, and cheering on our Houston Texans. Please join me in congratulating Abe on his new leadership opportunity.
President Jackson, the Board of Trustees, Dr. Henry, administration, thank y'all so much for this opportunity. I'm really excited to serve as the next principal at Cypress Ridge High School. And I know I've shared with this with some of y'all before, but Cypher ISD is not a job, it's not a career. This is life for me and my family. Everything that we've gotten professionally, everything that we've gotten through just life really started here in Cypher ISD. So I just look forward to being able to create that foundation of opportunity for our students at Cypress Ridge High School and working with our staff and our students to just serve the overall community because of everything that was given to me. The teachers that taught whenever I was in the classrooms, the administrators that we've had. A special shout out to Sarah Hardy, who was my high school principal whenever I graduated from Cypress Springs High School. So thank you, Ms. Hardy. But I am just looking forward to this new journey. Super excited to be joining such a strong staff and excited to do that. I do also have some acknowledgments that I would love to start, and first and foremost with my wife, Carmen, who has absolutely always supported me in every crazy, avenue that I've tried to take. She has always been a rock there for me, so thank you so much. To my daughters, Christiana and Annabella, me and Mom are so proud of everything that y'all are doing. I know everyone here knows just the pressure and everything that comes with our students, and so I see that as parents as well, and for just the way they're able to handle life's challenges as a testament not just to our family, but to the family then and support that they get from their school system. I'd like to kind of back up really quickly to my parents. My parents are here today. They kind of stumbled upon Cypher ISD, I don't know, mid-'80s, something like that, that we started, and we stayed. And because of that, I got these opportunities. Dad, you always inspired us all with your work ethic, and I like to say that that's where I try to get some of that from and try to live up to those standards that he set. And I like to believe that I got a little piece of my mom's heart. Her heart is a huge heart, for me, they're just perfect, right? And so thank y'all for that. I know my brother and his family is here, and so my brother's a project manager for Gerard Plumbing, which I know is a big part of Cypher ISD, and really, again, just kind of going back to life being Cypher ISD. My brother started the apprenticeship program at the time of the Winford program, and so he's been with them ever since and working through, and so we know from firsthand that not just the education that we receive, but the hands-on training that our students are going to have the opportunity to have to create that lifetime for them. Let me see here. I'm not sure if my sister was able to make it. Don't see, but she's got some little ones. And so Stephanie is the testing coordinator at Sprague Middle School. And so she's going to be there again, just having that. We do have my sister-in-law who last year was Teacher of the Year for Francone Elementary. So again, yeah, there we go. And so just, again, just a testament to, I mean, this is what we do. Cy-Fair is literally what we do, and we get together for family outings. We're talking about Cy-Fair ISD. Sometimes they're giving me the business just because of that, but, and then I have my in-laws here, Carlita and Robert, and again, they've always been a huge support system to what we have. And so, again, just kind of wrapping things up because I don't want to keep going on and on, but Cy-Fair is home, you know, and I do appreciate the Cy Ridge team showing up this evening after a long day there at the Berry Center, and they came to support my Watkins family that I've left behind, you know, but they are in absolute great hands. When I heard that Miss Lagarde was becoming the new principal, we're set. We're good. Lagarde, you got this. And then ultimately, just to my brothers and sisters in the principalship, it is an absolute honor to serve with y'all. You know, to be a part of this group is absolutely amazing. And so I look forward to continuing that work with them. Excited for the new year. And just again, thank y'all so much for this opportunity. Super grateful. Thank y'all.
At this time, we're going to take a short 5 to 7 minute break. Time to congratulate our new principals, meet some new people, make friends, and then we'll get back to work. This is now your 30-second warning. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will now proceed with board comments. Item 2A, board members may make comments during this portion of the agenda regarding schools visited, meetings and conferences attended, district and community events and initiatives, or continuing education. The board may not take action on items discussed. There are no speakers on this topic this evening, but we may have board members who choose to speak. Let me turn to my right. Scott Henry.
Thank you, President Jackson, and thank you everyone for attending both online and in person. I'll keep my comments extremely brief tonight. I would like to extend my heartfelt condolences to all the families that are affected by the tragic accident in Town Lake over the weekend, especially the kiddos involved with their fathers in that. Our condolences go out to all those touched by this senseless tragedy. On a lighter note, I'd like to offer my congratulations to Andrea, Abe, and Linda on their new principal at the different schools. Their dedication and leadership will undoubtedly inspire both students and staff alike. With the anticipation of the upcoming year is infused with joy and optimism as we welcome back familiar faces and embrace new students and staff. Here's to a promising start to a new year filled with meaningful connections and great accomplishments for the year. Thank you.
Dr. Natalie Blassingame.
Good evening, everyone. Well, we appreciate everyone's participation and interest in the most critical thing we do in our community, which is educate our children and keep them safe. It is an exciting time as we welcome all the staff and the leaders back to the 23-24 school year, 2024. Time does fly when you're educating young people and supporting them in their academic, their cognitive, their linguistic, their sociocultural development. Education is the most powerful tool available to give individuals access to the American dream. And it's key to social mobility and making sure that actually I shouldn't say all, each student has equality of high expectations and equal access to opportunity. So they can reach and exceed our expectations for them and access their full potential. So I want to thank all the educators who understand their critical role in this process. Thank you for choosing to be in education, and thank you for choosing to serve our kids in Cypher ISD. We're truly grateful. We wish you the best year yet. We, as your board, are here to serve you and remove barriers. Please make sure we are always aware of and understand what is needed in an overarching way so that we can look at policy and issues that of community interest to make it better and easier to educate our young people. We are here as your representatives of community voice. I'm very eager to see, Linda and I had a little conversation before the meeting, academic development, although not the only thing we do as a district, is definitely what we do. It is our primary function in schools. And so I'm very eager to see our preliminary STAR scores as they come back. I understand they're coming back in little chunks. We have not seen any data yet, and that is something I asked Lena. I feel like that is exactly what we're here to do. So I definitely look forward to seeing those outcomes, understanding the challenges of a new testing program, understanding the challenges of poverty, understanding all the things that we do. But definitely look forward to seeing data. I think that's something I would like to challenge our board to, our president, us as a team, to really make sure that we have a constant look at student data so that we understand that we have our eye on the main thing, which is our student outcomes. If academic outcomes are our what, then safety is our number one job. It's our how. Students need to feel physically, psychologically, and developmentally safe at school to learn at their best. In fact, there was a study done recently, let me pull it up, on the Charles Butt Foundation, did it across schools in Texas. And indeed, they say student parent concern for safety is literally as high as it was after Columbine, which my child's dad went to Columbine High School. That was always very personal in our family. But families are saying that in a poll, 53% of Texans are understanding that there's the school safety is the number one thing, and they're concerned about safety issues. And actually, when you look at that across demographics, Hispanic Texans actually say 67% say that is one of their most high concerns is specific acts of violence in schools. And so I commend our department. I was able to attend, get back to my notes. I want to commend Chief Mendez and Scott Hudson. He leads our Office of Emergency Management and, of course, our police chief for doing an excellent job of leading our safety efforts. As a parent, I too am deeply concerned about the safety of my child, your child, everyone's children. That I was very encouraged on July 20th when I attended the District Safety and Security Summer Meeting to just understand the incredible efforts and layers of work that's being done by our team to make sure we are thinking of everything that could be anything that could harm children, and to make sure that we have made plans upon plans, layers upon layers of security. And so it's not lost on me that they were awarded tonight as the first in the state to get that award. And just seeing how they've taken new legislation and implemented it instantly to have every kind of plan in there to address even train derailments, and I'm not sure that we really had to, they even had to measure the thousands of yards between trains and schools, and they did a great job of making sure that. So I just say thank you to Dr. Henry administration, the team, for all that they're doing to really make sure that we're as safe as possible. I appreciate the discipline report that came out last meeting. I do, again, crave more data. More stats. I think we had a pilot going on. I would love to see exactly how that looked. I think we have incredible educators like those we celebrated tonight. I'd like us to be able to understand if there's any differentiators happening, anything's happening between different sites that maybe give us clues to what we could be doing across the system. We did also add positions, and so I would definitely want to see data at a school-by-school level, those who chose to have a discipline coordinator versus those who chose a testing coordinator, and to see was there any difference in those roles, or looking at the academic scores in comparison to the discipline and seeing did we make decisions with our budget that were, that yielded the outcomes. And also definitely would like to have heard some survey or some results from teachers who were the ones that we were hoping to support, that they would be able to have, different support in their classroom to make sure that they could teach. So do look forward to further data again. Hopefully we could create a schedule of looking at those kinds of things across the year. And on the theme of safety, safety is also developmental. And so I would say thank you to listening to the input for the library policy. Children also deserve us to protect them in their development in developmentally appropriate ways. So I definitely want to consider to support the direction of making sure that our library policy is reflective of community values and has as many chances for people to voice their concerns and as many places for us to really be careful. And I know the state is still acting, but we always, as a district, go out there ahead of the state and we lead, as you've said before here. So I would like to see us not wait wait on taking action to make sure our kids are protected developmentally. And on that note, I also want to just appreciate all the leaders who come back for a new year. I know staffing and hiring is just such a stressful thing all summer long. And so I just want to say thank you to our principals who I know, even over their vacations, quote vacations, were looking for staff members to hire because those positions are the heartbeat of the school. They're the faces with our kids. So I appreciate the fact that they took all that time to hire the very best for our students. So we welcome all those new people. We'll have that event coming up soon to welcome new people to our district. I just want to make sure and recognize our principals for the extra effort that they put in to hire the very best. And I'm very proud to serve our community here in Cyfair. Thank you.
Gilbert Sarabia.
Welcome, everybody. And I want to also heartfelt sympathies to the horrific accident that went on there in Town Lake this past week. Prayers for those families and for the victims, everyone involved. Welcome everybody here, and we want to congratulate the 3 new principals. That's great hearing that that we have these leaders in hand, in-house, ready to go on to the next row. Also, I want to congratulate Christina Coe here, coming for her first board meeting in the big chair. And we have Matt to our right over here, also waiting to answer Tom Jackson's questions soon and stuff. So welcome you guys, and congratulations as well. Nice to see a lot of our community leaders here attending as well. Our travels are not finished for the summer. I'm sure with our late starting date in August that we still have a lot of kiddos out and about. Our educators are coming back, and we welcome there, and we want you to know that the board has your back here, and we welcome you back to what will be an outstanding fall season here for the district. We want to also congratulate the numerous graduates of the summer graduation that just happened as well. We got to attend, some of us did the Scholarship Foundation Awards banquet there they had the other last week, and that was nice seeing the families. They had a great speaker there who was one of the award winners a few years back and is quite leading her way into just outstanding example of what can happen throughout the district when given a chance. When Dr. Henry says there's a district for all, when you go to that banquet, that's what it was. It was simply a outstanding achievement for these kids getting with their scholarship awards and stuff. For the upcoming seasons, I got to see Langham Creek this weekend and their volleyball season. That went very strong last year. And I asked the coach this weekend when I saw her at Memorial, I said, how many kids did you graduate? And she said 1. And so she had a big smile on her face. The district would be real representative with the district having hosting a huge, one of the biggest tournaments in the state starting Thursday. Along with Katie, they're the host for a huge volleyball tournament that along with all the other bands and other curriculums and academia and everything going on with the kids getting ready. Please observe the heat warnings. Sometimes when you're out there, you don't realize the heat's on you too, sometimes when it's too late. So please realize that. And I want to thank this board here for what we have going on here, which is a superintendent search. We will do our best to put the best candidate out there, and I am confident that we can do a very good job at selecting the next superintendent for this great district along with this board here. Tom?
To my left, Mr. Scanlon.
Good evening, all. Heartfelt, heartbroken condolences to my friends and family members of Town Lake who we lost some fathers and over the weekend, and lives are changed forever. So in the oil and gas world, we always have something called a safety moment where we start a meeting and we talk about how we need to stay safe. And above all, everybody needs to be able to get home to their families. So we all need to make sure we take our time and patience to do so appropriately. On a lighter note, congrats to all of our new principals. We're looking forward to watching you, your teams, and your students do great things. I had the privilege of attending our summer school graduation. It was wonderful to see all those faces, students from every campus in our district, all together, the rainbow of students, as we called it on stage. And it was wonderful, shaking the hands of all those kids and listening to all the families hoot and holler for their baby. It's always the deepest privilege that we have. So congratulations to all of our new graduates and their families. What an outstanding achievement. Congratulations to our students involved with our Cy Ranch Technology Student Association conference that was held over the summer. So we had students that placed second place nationally for software development. So that's a career that I've been involved with for almost 20 years now. And I'm excited to see that our students are choosing to excel in the STEM sciences. And whenever we have those kinds of awards, I look forward to seeing what they can do. And congratulations to all the teachers and the programs and the parents involved. That's a huge accomplishment. Well done. And I look forward to kicking off our new school year. I know for all of our administration and our teachers, it feels like it's a freight train coming. And, you know, we're going to have the fun part of doing bus buddies and getting on those kids, on the buses with those kiddos. but it represents so much coordination of our teachers, our staff, our principals. And so as Dr. Henry said, we're all going to have a little bit of patience those first few days as we get going. And I look forward to seeing all the smiling faces. And I know my daughter's raring to go. She wants to see all of her friends. So we can't wait, and Mom and Dad especially can't wait for school to start again. And so with that, I'll keep my comments brief. You know, as board members, we're conducting our search, echoing comments from Gilbert Sarabia. We're conducting a search in our earnest, best endeavor to find the strongest candidate who fits the culture of our community, that can lead with vision, and that will work hand in glove with our staff, our principals, our teachers, our administrators, and with this board. And so we will do our very best to bring forward candidates that understand Cy-Fair and will work to bring us into our next chapter. So thank you all.
Our colleague Debbie Blackshear is not with us this evening because she is ill. I know she will rejoin us at our next board meeting. Julie Heineman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I hope everyone had a wonderful summer. I know for many of our staff and employees that it never slowed down over the summertime, but for those that it did, I hope you had a restful and enjoyable time, and I know that we're all coming back strong. Over the summer, I did have the opportunity to visit our mobile library at multiple locations around the district. It was a great time. I really enjoyed spending time with students, parents, librarians, and the bus drivers who actually make sure that we get the mobile library where it needs to be. Our library visits various communities surrounding our Title I schools. So we set up in a mobile home park, in various parking lots, near a community pool, just all around the district to ensure that our students have access to books over the summer. I also attended the Summer Leadership Institute in Fort Worth and attended sessions on best governance practices, emerging education issues impacting Latino students, ChatGPT, what educators need to know about AI. I received a legal update and attended a required post-legislative update to the Texas Education Code. Also attended a continuous learning session on evaluating and improving student outcomes, the board's role in continuous improvement. And this is required training for all school board trustees every 2 years. Continuous training for board trustees is required by statute, and it helps keep us informed, updated, connected, and as effective as possible. I also attended the Cy-Fair Education Foundation events benefiting our students and teachers. There was a super fun bingo night held by one of our local businesses. I did not win a thing, but a student next to me won 3 times. Like, I don't know how he did that. It was a middle school student. He was truly the luckiest kid in the room. But also attended the scholarship reception for scholarship recipients for 2023, their mentors, and their sponsors. I visited the CFISD literacy camp at Watkins Middle School, focusing on helping some of our students who may be struggling with literacy. It's an in-depth session over the summer, and we saw tremendous results from those students. One of the highlights was spending time with a very special group of students who were transitioning from NAC, our new arrival centers, after being there for a year, and transitioning to their home campuses to be part of the emerging bilingual program. So incredibly talented, gifted, intelligent students who have been in the country for just at a year, and they were ready to return to their home campuses. Very proud of them and their teachers. At post-elementary this summer, we had 2 different summer camps going on. One was a Chinese immersion camp, where students learned the culture and the language of Mandarin Chinese from native speakers, as well as high school students who were hired as teacher aides to help teach the Chinese language. It was incredibly successful, and we're looking to expand that program into our middle schools and ultimately at the high school level to offer Chinese as a secondary language. Also, there was a Spanish immersion STEAM camp at post-elementary school where students were learning Spanish, but at the same time learning key science elements. Again, great fun. Not only were high school students hired as teaching assistants, but also the theater department at Cyfair High School provided all the set designs. So every week they would change the sets, and the school just looked amazing. So great opportunity for our theater students to also earn some extra money over the summer and to make an impact at the elementary level. Thank you to the Cypher ISD LOTE team, which is languages other than English, and those high school students who work to create some amazing learning environments for our students. We did have summer graduation last week, almost 200 students who graduate after completing their requirements. A great demonstration that we don't give up on students. It may take a little bit of extra time, it may take a lot of extra work, but we don't give up, and we help those students cross that finish line and to achieve their goals. Seeing all 12 high school colors represented was very inspiring and a reminder of our mission as a public school district. We kicked off the school year this morning with the Leadership Symposium. It was a kickoff for our campus leaders, principals, APs, counselors, librarians, lead teachers. It was a great group. I was inspired listening to Dr. Henry and Mr. Jackson kick us off with some inspiring words. Visiting with all the folks, I feel very optimistic and hopeful for this school year. I want to thank all the educators who work so hard to ensure that all of our students receive an exceptional, well-rounded education and ensure that all of your teams feel valued, prepared, and appreciated on your campuses. So I appreciate you all, and I wish you the very best in this upcoming school year.
The summertime for Texas schools has always been hot and generally quiet. Well, this year it's certainly been hot, but school never stops, and neither do we trustees. I attended my 15th graduation of this season, where almost 200 of our students decided to make up for lost ground or to matriculate early. There are 3 graduations that every trustee or candidate should endeavor to attend: Carlton Center, Winfern, now Broadingham, and summer school. Each of these demonstrates the opportunity for all students to graduate, including those who need a helping hand, some of whom perhaps more than once, more than twice. They include some of our neediest, where the needs vary and are difficult to imagine. This last set of graduations probably puts me at the 100,000 mark of students. I attended the Foundation Scholarship Recognition event and was delighted to meet the recipients of the scholarships in the name of my parents, who sacrificed so much for my siblings and I to attend college, a separate one in the name of my children, who were much better students than I ever was and who faced a significantly more rigorous curriculum and environment than I, and then a third in the name of a very dear friend who passed on the 4th of July in 2019. I think each of them would be proud to know that their efforts to support education continue to this day. 2 recipients from prior years came back just to say hello to me and to let me know they were being successful, and the scholarship was more than just a financial boost. The words of all 5 of the students and their parents were meaningful and heartfelt. I'll share just one of them. As he said, because of the education and access to professional quality equipment at CFISD, he hit the ground running at his university of choice and wanted me to know that he produced a short feature film that has financial backing and will be released soon in an appropriate market. That is a trademark of CFISD, is that as trustees, both this board but the boards that have preceded us for decades have always said our students have to work with professional quality equipment and software and standards of the day, not of yesterday. We're preparing students for the job of tomorrow, not for yesteryear. Of course, as I always do at these events, I visited with parents and students who received scholarships from others, and their stories are full of wonderment and joy. There are those who do not believe the virus is real, but as you know, my cousin, a school teacher, died of it as school was opening in 2021. My brother was hospitalized in 2020. And of course, our dear colleague still suffers from the remnants of this malady. So I am going to continue making my rounds to individually thank every member of the custodial staff throughout our district for what they did to keep us safe. This staff led the way with constantly juggling schedules and an evolving landscape that gave new opportunities for them to shine every day. They deserve a tip of the hat and a hearty handshake for a job well done. I watch with significant interest and a little curiosity as the new superintendent of HISD continues to implement changes. I remember when I sat in a seminar that he taught, and he made fun of the incremental approach of Cy-Fair. And of course, if you make fun of Cy-Fair or attack Cy-Fair, I will always remember what you have to do and say. But I do note that he has chosen to adopt the concept of consistent curriculum, which Cy-Fair has used for over 30 years in HISD. He didn't adopt it across the entire district, but he has moved significantly. He also cut central admin costs by over $30 million so that his goal of an administrative cost ratio will be comparable to that of Cy-Fair and Katy. Truly remarkable concepts that this district has held high for 30 years. In closing this morning, I was privileged to attend the leadership kickoff for the district. Leadership matters. Certainly the teachers in the classrooms do the majority of the heavy lifting, and our support staff help to get our students to the school on time, feed them and clean up after them, and have a building ready for them to walk into, including Sprague Middle School, I am told. But it starts with the leadership and it ends with the leadership. I tip my hat tonight to those who lead with love and focus on accomplishing now before to the opportunity that's next. The reports portion of the agenda was presented at the board work session on Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. We do have speakers for item 3B. The first speaker is Jennifer Chanette. Please remember there is no longer a buzzer, but we do have lights to indicate when you're close to finishing your time, and then, of course, the final light to let you know when time is up. Thank you.
Okay, ready? We wonder why kids are anxious and depressed. That's very loud. We wonder why they turn to substances like nicotine. We have social media and 24/7 news coverage. We have grown adults, including a new candidate for the board, coming to board meetings and screaming at Dr. Henry and Trustee Heineman, calling them groomers. How is that setting a good example of respected discourse when adults can't even behave? We have community members upset with health class being a requirement for graduation. We have board trustees concerned about counselors talking to stressed out kids without parental consent. The No Place for Hate program was discontinued. It's a mess. How do we expect kids to deal with stress? We don't even trust them to pick out library books. We certainly don't want them to see their worries and concerns and identity reflected in any novels that may make them feel less alone. Teachers are afraid to be supportive of struggling kids because of the ever-changing line and the shifting sand of what's appropriate and what's not. Vaping is out of control. Nicotine is a highly addictive substance. E-cigarettes are marketed to our youth with fun fruit flavors. We are throwing kids into ALC for vaping. And they may be sitting next to a kid who stole a teacher's car. Those are vastly different issues. And guess what? That's a true story. And surprise, surprise, the car thief was a white girl, not a brown or black student. I really wish the porn crusaders and Moms for Liberty would direct their energy to the e-cigarette manufacturers. Imagine how much good they could do if they actually cared about kids and the issues they face. Thank you.
Our second speaker is Dr. Tara Cummings.
I greatly appreciated the comprehensive presentation on discipline trends at the work session. Although most people understand intuitively that COVID has done a number on our students, it was also helpful to learn the additional ecological factors contributing to current discipline trends that have actually been evolving over the past few decades. I was struck to see the incredibly disproportionate discretionary placement of our Black and brown students, though I was not surprised in the slightest. We hear it anecdotally from our parents, students, and staff of color, and the equity audit established it objectively a few years ago. The data presented on Thursday serves to further confirm it. I don't know the solution to our discriminatory discipline practices, but I know we must do better and fast. Speaking of the equity audit, it outlined recommendations for addressing myriad issues, including discriminatory discipline. The district paid good money for that audit. Why are we not implementing at least some of the recommendations thereof? Discipline is an issue that impacts everyone in the district. And as we are all well aware, we are nearing, at best, a crisis point. Our Black and brown students are being disproportionately disciplined, and it's clearly not working, and it's adversely impacting every facet of their education, development, and well-being. Our teachers feel undermined and hung out to dry by administration, and it pushes them closer, inch by inch, to leaving. Many of our parents screech about out-of-control behavior on campus, but as soon as it's their precious baby to be held accountable for misconduct, there are suddenly extenuating circumstances. Many of the ecological factors which contribute to student misconduct are outside the school's direct control. I understand that. But the district must do better on the factors that they can impact, and they ought to start with the equity audit recommendations. Our students deserve no less, none more so than our Black and brown students who are currently being harmed by the district's disciplinary practices. The time is now to correct course. Thank you.
Item 4B. There are no speakers on this topic this evening, and there has been no interest in item 4B. We're going to move on to the next item. 4E. Action items 4A, 4B, 4E through 4K and 4M were moved to consensus at the board work session on Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. Action items 4C, D, and L remained on non-consensus. 4A, the board will consider approving the minutes of the June 2023 regular board meeting. There are no speakers on this topic this evening. Moving to 4E, the board will consider approving an election order calling for an election on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023 for Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District positions 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are two speakers on this topic this evening. First speaker is Jennifer Sinnett.
And I apologize for not turning the mic off before when I left. Only 11% of our community voted last time. We have roughly 118,000 students in this district. 100 different languages are spoken. One new candidate has already blocked me from her Facebook candidate page for calling her out on a lie and providing proof. Another candidate called my friends progressive warriors, hence my new hat from Etsy. Thanks for the idea, Todd. Progressive is defined as favoring or advocating progress, change, improvement, or reform. That's really scary, isn't it? One board trustee spoke at the state level and said that she thinks our school counselors would welcome the reinforcement of chaplains in our schools. We are a public school district that serves a diverse group of students. If just one more far-right Christian nationalist makes it onto this school board, which is supposed to be nonpartisan, by the way, we will all suffer. Judging by some of the commentary Thursday night, with one board trustee wanting to remove violent books and only allowing certain award-winning books in the library, before you know it, we may be back to single-room schoolhouses, where all the kids ages 5 to 18 are learning the same basic information. Then the boys can head out into the field and work, and the girls can get back in the kitchen. And then without proper sex ed, they can all just be barefoot and pregnant. Vote. Vote for people who care about all the students and families in this district, even the kids who live in the apartments, and the families who look different from our own, and especially for the families who believe in other religions or in no religion at all. This is America. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Dr. Tara Cummings.
I'm a parent and Cy-Fair Strong Schools board member. In 2021, only 11% of voters voted in the school board election, and we ended up with 3 Christian nationalist trustees who believe that their extremist religious beliefs and partisan political agendas should rule the day in our schools. And we've got another school board election in November. If we lose even a single seat to an extremist, they will hold the voting majority and we will experience unfathomable disaster. 4 extremists have already filed to run: Todd LeCompte, Aisha Indemeo, George Edwards, and Christine Kalmbach. And more may be waiting in the wings. The deadline to file is August 21st. Everyone who cares about CFISD must step up this election. We need parents, teachers, staff, administrators, students, and concerned citizens to get involved and be vocal. Most importantly, every single one of us must vote on November 7th. We must elect 4 candidates who will champion all students by prioritizing academic excellence, safety, and well-being, and ensuring true opportunity for all, who will trust teachers and restore respect for them, ensure they have the resources they need to meet learning and behavioral needs, protect their time, and advocate for fair pay, benefits, and working conditions, who will empower parents the right way by supporting their right to make the best choices for their own child, while standing up to the extremist minority and by improving transparency and ease of navigating district processes, and who will maintain good stewardship by continuing our award-winning fiscal responsibility, allocating resources sensibly to best meet evolving needs, and advocating for improved state funding. Please follow Cy-Fair Strong Schools website, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram to learn about our endorsed candidates by September 4th and to get involved. Most importantly, vote. CFISD belongs to all of us, and it's going to take all of us to save it from an extremist takeover. Thank you.
Item 4F, the board will consider approving the agreement for the purchase of attendance credits, netting Chapter 48 funding for the 2023-2024 school year and delegating contractual authority to obligate the school district under Texas Education Code, TEC 11.1511C4 to the superintendent. There are no speakers on this topic this evening. 4G, the board will consider a resolution approving the individual authorized to calculate the no new revenue tax rate, the voter approval tax rate, and other tax and other truth and taxation requirements. There are no speakers on this topic this evening. 4H, the board will consider approving the memorandum of understanding with the University of Texas Health Science Center of Houston for the provision and administration of telemedicine services associated with the Texas Child Health Access through Telemedicine, TCHATT, component of the Texas Children's Medical Health Care Consortium. There are no speakers on this topic this evening. The board will consider renewing the agreement with Lone Star College to facilitate the training for certified nursing assistant certification for practicum in health science students. There are no speakers tonight on this topic. 4J, the board will consider the adoption of non-business days for calendar years 2023 and 2024 for the Texas Public Information Act calendar. There are no speakers on this topic this evening. 4K, the board will consider approving on first reading additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies. No speakers on this topic this evening. Item 1, CKC Local Safety Programs, Risk Management Emergency Plans, Revise. Topic 2, CPC Local Office Management, Records Management, Revise. 4M, the board will consider awarding bids and contracts and or authorizing purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda item. There are no speakers on this topic this evening. There are 11 topics, subtopics. 1, Assorted Food for Nutrition Services 2023. 2, CFISD Medicaid Consultant and Billing 2023-2024. 3, College Readiness and Career Interest Test. 4, Contracted Educational Services and Professional Development Services. 5, District Fundraiser Services. 6, FCC Application 2021-002 Co-op Quote 2022 Cabling Renewal. 7, Literacy Instructional Materials. 8, Materials Handling, Equipment, and Repair Services. 9, Restaurant Catering and Delivery Services. 10, Roof Repair Services. 11, Spirit Apparel and Promotional Items. Item 4N was removed from the agenda. If any board member wishes to remove one or more of these items that have been read for further discussion, please do so at this time. I see no interest. If not, I will entertain a motion to approve these consensus items as recommended or amended.
Mr. President, I move to approve the consensus items as recommended.
May I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I will call for a vote. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Holly, the motion carries. Thank you. The following action items remain on non-consensus. The board will consider approving board members to serve as delegate and alternate delegates to the 2023 Texas Association of School Boards Annual Delegate Assembly. There are no speakers on this topic this evening. Do I have any interest on item 4C? Hearing none, we will move past item 4C. There is no need to act. 4D, the board will consider the endorsement of candidacy for Region 4, Position A, Rose Avalos, Marquise Holmes, Doug James. Position B, Darlene Bro. Position D, Angela Lemon Flowers. And Position G, Kristen Davison Malone for the TASB Board of Directors. There are no speakers on this topic this evening. Do I have a recommendation on Position A?
Mr. President, I move that the board endorse for candidacy for Region 4, Position A, Mr. Doug James.
Do I hear a second? We can't have discussion until it's been seconded. With there being no second,
Okay, there's a second.
motion has been made and seconded. With the motion on the floor, we can now have discussion. Looking to my right.
That was the gentleman from Klein, right?
Correct.
Okay. Can you have a little feedback on him, just for a head up?
So I do know Mr. James. He has served on the Klein Board of Trustees previously. He has not served, to my knowledge, on the Texas Association of School Board Board of Directors. I am not familiar with Marquise Holmes. I do know Ms. Rose Avalos, and she has served on that board for several years. So I mean, as I mentioned on Thursday, either Rose Avalos or Doug James, I think, would serve Region 4 well. But I think it'd be nice to have a fresh face.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the other positions are, there's only one interested candidate, so we don't have to vote on that one. Thanks.
Is there a further discussion?
Thank you.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion is at an end. I call for a vote. All in favor of the motion as presented, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, please signify by raising your right hand. All abstaining from voting, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion carries. 3 votes in favor, 3 votes are abstaining.
Point of order.
Yes.
Would it be, is there a reason why trustees abstained due to a lack of knowledge, lack of information? What would be, typically a trustee provides information for their reason for abstaining from a vote.
So your point of order is not well made. You are out of order. Other comments, questions? You can appeal my ruling to the other parliamentarian, but that's not the purpose of a point of order. Very good. Item 4L. The board will consider approving on dual reading additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies. We have one speaker, Jennifer Chanette.
I came down here too early. There were 800 applicants for the library committee. Natalie appointed Lucas's wife. Bethany was behind at least 28 formal book reconsideration requests, none of which, from what I saw, pertained to any books in her own child's school library. When she couldn't find out who rejected her request, she wrote to Ken Paxton's office for help. When that didn't work, she got herself appointed to this committee, and no one seems to have a problem with that. Now we have a state law. By the way, a lawsuit has been filed against the state. One person involved said the law would force book vendors to act as mouthpieces of the government by retaliating against them if they do not do the labeling. Under the First Amendment, that so many people love to scream about, the government cannot compel speech from private individuals or businesses. This is not about parental choice. It is the opposite. This is the government telling you what your child is allowed to have access to in the library of a public school. One trustee wants the board to define what constitutes a sex act. Another one agrees and thinks that that is the job of the board. Should we get rid of science books? How about books about the animal kingdom? Maybe we should just stick with Noah's Ark, Mary's Immaculate Conception, and the stork delivering babies. Whose standards should we abide by? Whose values matter? Do you guys actually consider yourselves the barometer of morality and values? I know a few of you still idolize a man who cheated on all 3 of his wives, who said he'd like to have sex with his one daughter, and commented on the future breast size of his other daughter when she was just a baby. He also paid off a porn star and has been found liable for sexually abusing a woman. And don't get me started on his long, disgusting friendship with Epstein and underage girls. But yes, let's talk about morals and values. Practice what you preach every single day, and then we can talk about definitions. Thank you.
4L1, I'm going to take these separately. FFAC local, wellness and health services, medical treatment revised. May I have a motion on number 1, FFAC local?
Mr. President, I move that the board approve FFAC local wellness and health services as recommended.
Is there a second?
A second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there discussion? Hearing none, I call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, just on 4L1, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion carries, Holly. 4L2, EFB local instructional resources, library materials revised. Marty, do you have any comments that you care to make before we proceed on this?
Yes, I did share an updated red line at your place where I was able to address some of the comments, but working with Dr. Macias, Dr. Bergman, and Ms. Garstecki, we do think we can address all of the input, but we're going to need a little bit of input from our lead librarians. I've got some ideas, and we're circulating some drafts, but I don't want to rush this. And so I'm going to ask for your forbearance and allow me to bring this back to you next month.
So we are not tabling this matter. We will postpone it. However, we do have this as an action item before us. So I will entertain either one of two motions. I will either entertain a motion to approve as drafted, or I will entertain a motion to postpone action on this item.
President Jackson, I move that we postpone action on this item.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Motion's been made and seconded to postpone action on this item. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Motion carries, Holly.
Thank you.
We will now proceed with the citizen participation portion of the agenda, 5A. Per BED, local patrons may address the board during the regular board meeting under citizen participation on any matters of interest or concerns that are not posted agenda items. Individuals may only register to speak one time per meeting and must register in advance. Just a reminder, patrons who have registered to speak this evening may see the orders of names listed on the screen behind me. Before your name is called, please move forward and sit in one of the 2 reserved seats on the front row. Our first speaker is Francis Romero.
Got your timer ready? Okay. Good evening, President Jackson, members of the board, Dr. Henry, and staff. I am Frances Romero, Vice Chair of the CFISD Community Leadership Committee, and I am here today to inform our community of the CLC's continued advocacy for our school district. The Texas State Legislature is likely to convene for another special session this fall. We need everyone in our community to help make our voice be heard. This could be our last opportunity to appeal to our legislators the great need for additional public school funding in this biennium. During the regular session, we advocated for a $1,000 increase in the basic allotment, an amount that would catch us up with inflation and prevent any major budget cuts in the 24-25 school year. This money is also needed to continue to offer our teachers and staff pay raises. I ask the viewing audience to join in our efforts to communicate to our state representatives and state senators the need for them to pass a public school funding bill during this special session. One can sign up for the CLC's action alerts by texting at CLC 2023 to 81010. A text alert will pop up with a brief message on what to say when calling or emailing a legislative office. The alert will also include the phone numbers and email addresses of every state representative and state senator who represents Cy-Fair ISD. There is also a link to look up who represents you. More information can be found on the district website at cfisd.net/CLC. I encourage everyone viewing today to sign up for the alerts and to let our voice be heard. And I also want to wish the students, teachers, and staff a wonderful and successful new school year. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Cardin Chong.
Hello, Board. My name is Cardin Chong. I am a student from Cy Woods, and I would like to speak about the idea of adding several classes and programs to our school. To begin, I would like to request we add the AP Capstone program, which includes the classes AP Seminar and AP Research. These classes will teach students how to research more efficiently and understood perspectives while developing stronger arguments. Although our district is known to offer many AP classes, this is a missed class that gives students the experience that is essential to academic life in college. In addition, I also request the addition of the AP ComGov class. The class is rarely offered in our state, with the nearest school offering it in the Woodlands and the second in Dallas. In addition, talented teachers such as my AP World teacher, Mr. Kent, has a degree and passion for ComGov. We will ensure the success of the class implementation. Finally, I would like to request the addition of the IB program. This program has the same credit transfer convenience as the AP program, but more international. The program being implemented will allow students to gain college credit and stand a chance at international college admissions. It also has 2 difficulty levels to meet the students' preferred course load. In addition, if students are willing to, they can take a go at the IB degree program, which requires the students to have a majority of the class in IB. For a student interested, they are expected to start in junior year and take many IB classes ranging from different subjects. At the end of the year, students will take an exam scoring them on a scale of 1 to 7, with 4 considering passing. In addition, students are required to write an essay for the degree that is based on their chosen topic. This is a part of the IB program's goal of furthering student critical thinking. I hope these classes and programs will be developed so our school district will expand on our goal of maximizing every student's potential through rigorous and relevant learning experiences.
Our next speaker is Julie Ricks.
I'm still thinking about June's board meeting that was at the 10-hour marker. And the citizen participation was the very last thing. And that means the parents, the community members, they were put last. And without saying anything, your actions speak louder than words. The priority should be the community members and the parents. And that's what you should base your decisions on, what they're asking for. Maybe not these 2 that came up earlier, but the right thing, doing the right thing. I just cannot believe the arrogance of putting the parents and community members last. And that should be first. And your job is to do the right thing, but it seems like everybody's on a personal agenda, and they're putting that above and making us of non-importance. It shows where your priorities lie. And what's ironic and what's crazy about it is y'all are going to be wanting votes from the people that you don't want to hear from, but you want their votes in November. Think about it. That's crazy. So God, and the contempt for the parents, the community, and most importantly, God, because every one of you say you know God and have a relationship, but to do the right thing. There is no way that you can stand, and you will stand alone. One day, there is eternity. You will stand, and you have to justify how you think pornography is okay in school. It's not. You can't justify that.
Your time is up.
Well, anyway, in Jesus' name,
your time
you will not be getting the votes you're looking for.
Your time is up. Your time is up. Our next speaker is Jen Williams.
Good evening. My name is Jen Williams, and I'm the Secretary of Cypress-Families for Public Schools. We wanted to invite everyone, teachers, staff, admin, and our community to our second annual Back to School Bash. This is an event where we bring our community together to get some face-to-face time, but also a time to celebrate our amazing district staff. This year, we'll get together on August 22nd. Please follow Cypress Families for Public Schools on Facebook or go to our website at www.cypressfps.org for more information. Because this meeting won't be until after, all the way back to September or forward to September, we will also be hosting a candidate forum at the Weekly Center on Friday, September 1st. All candidates will be invited, and it would be a great opportunity to get to know the candidates running for our school board. This is a great way to make an informed vote in November to ensure we are voting for pro-public education candidates. Finally, we want to wish all students and staff an amazing, successful and safe school year. Thank you.
We had the possibility of two items to bring up during a closed board meeting. However, I think all have been resolved offline. Is that correct? That being the case, I would like to thank everyone for being here this evening, and I would also like to thank those who are watching from home. May I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Motion has been made to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made to adjourn with a second. All in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. We are adjourned.
7:45.